Today we're going to be talking about noun-adjective agreement. Now, as we've already discussed, a noun can be a person, place, thing, or idea. And an adjective is a word that modifies a noun or adds description. In English, we can tell that an adjective is modifying a noun because it is right next to the noun it's modifying. So for example, in the phrase, the tall girl and the happy boy, we know that the boy is happy because the word is next to him, and that the girl is tall because that adjective is next to her. And if we translate it into Latin, we can preserve that word order. So we could say the alta puella et the laetus puer. So again, we have the happy boy and the tall girl. However, in Latin, we don't actually have to preserve that word order. So we could write the laetus puella et alta puer. And that would still be saying the tall girl and the happy boy. In fact, interlocking your word order like this is a popular stylistic device for many Roman authors. So the reason that we can tell these words go together, even when they're not next to each other, is because of noun-adjective agreement. And the way noun-adjective agreement works is that the adjective matches the noun it's modifying in all of its attributes, both case, number, and gender. We can see that with the matching endings alta puella. But even though the endings don't match, puer and laetus are both masculine, nominative, and singular. Now let's break that down a little bit more so we can see how it works. As we've already learned, nouns have a series of attributes. They have case, so that's nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, and ablative. They have number, which refers to singular versus plural. And they have gender. And those gender options are masculine, feminine, or neuter. Now, when we look at that, we see 5 cases, 2 numbers, that's 10, 3 genders. An adjective can need up to 30 endings in order to match with every possible noun. And one of the ways that they can do that, there's one type of adjective called the 2-1-2 adjective that we're going to talk about right now. A 2-1-2 adjective, for example, bonus, bona, bonum, which means good, gets its name because it uses second declension masculine endings to agree with masculine nouns, first declension feminine endings to agree with first declension nouns, and second declension neuter endings to agree with neuter nouns. Now, if we put out our nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, and ablative twice, with our ablative being a little bit close to the end, let's actually move that up just a smidge. But if we put out these endings, we're going to see that this adjective can have all the options it needs. So we have our second declension masculine endings, us, I, o, o, I, orum, is, os, and is. Then we have our feminine endings, and we'll switch color. We have a, ae, ae, am, long a, ae, arum, is, as, and is to express the feminine. And for the neuter, we have I, o, a, orum, is, is. So these are the three declensions that we learned in chapter 1. Now let's see how we can use them to make bonus, bona, bonum good, modify a few nouns. We'll start with that puella, but we'll make her accusative singular, puellam. Now, we know that puellam is accusative, singular, and feminine, so we can go to the accusative singular, feminine ending, and write bonum. That would be the good girl. Now, if we wanted to talk about a concilio, a plan, and I am going to decide that this plan, which I know is neuter, is a dative singular neuter. Again, let's actually, so dative singular neuter, we will have a bono concilio for the good plan. Notice that those special noun translations like of and to or for are preserved even when you're adding an adjective. How about a masculine noun? But we're going to use the first declension masculine noun, agricolarum. So with that arum ending, we'll have a genitive plural, and then farmers are actually a masculine noun, even though they're first declension. That means that we're going to go to our genitive plural row, and the masculine form, which will be bonorum, with an O. So notice that when I'm writing of the good farmers, the endings don't match bonorum and agricolarum. But because they have the same case, number, and gender, the words still agree. Now we're going to do a lot of practice with this over the coming weeks, but those are the basics. Have a great rest of your day.